So first, I want to start by saying thank you to all of my subscribers and all of my new subscribers. Thank you very much for tuning in, for watching. I hope that you're finding the information in the videos helpful. The information that I'm giving, the readings that I've been doing, hopefully they're, entertaining as well. Still just trying to get back into the swing of things, so bear with me. To the topic at hand, again, I want to say thank you for everyone tuning in and everyone watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell, hit all, so you know when I post, whether it be a post in the community tab, whether it be just a little update video, or when I go live. Yeah, tune in. So I want to say thank you again. And also thank you to the subscriber that requested this information. So I'm making this video because this is about protection. So a little bit of a disclaimer, these are things that I have learned along my journey, and I'm still on that journey. It's a lifelong journey. So I'm still on that journey. I made a couple of notes because I want to stay on track. If you've been following my spiritual journey, you know that, things are here, there, and everywhere. And I need the notes now. I never needed the notes before. I never needed notes in my life, but, well, I can't say that depending on what the topic is, but I made some notes that I'm going to reference so I can remember everything I wanted to discuss. So your preference will come with what you learn. So we'll say that. In regards to your culture, there might be certain things within your culture that you might pick up, or that might be significant to your culture, or practices within your culture that you might be aware of. If not, you might want to ask family members or research it and find out what sort of protective practices they use. I don't even know if I prefaced the video by saying this is about protection. This is what I'm talking about. I got to write things down. So this is about protection. I think I did say that anyway. So yeah, within your culture, and yeah, looking at things online. Like I said, you can buy books. There's a plethora of information online. I wouldn't trust every single thing that you see online or that you read online, but there's a lot of good spiritual teachers, leaders, guides that are online that can provide that information as well. I'm just doing the best that I can based on, what I've learned along my journey. When it comes to religion as well, you might look into your religion and find out what your spiritual protection is for your religion. I myself, I am Christian, so for me, it's the Bible, it's the cross. I'm not really partial to a crucifix, but the cross in and of itself, depictions of Jesus, depictions of the different archangels. That's part of, what you can look into when it comes to religion, looking at your religion and what your religious practices are for protection, prayer as well. And let's get into some physical things. So I have some props so we can look at things that way. So I'm going to start off with smudging. So if you're unfamiliar with smudging, what smudging is using a tool of some kind of incense, something that produces smoke, because that's essentially the smudging. It's something that produces smoke, usually like a leaf or some kind of wood or herb, sometimes even resin that produces smoke. And the idea is that the smoke, depending especially on what it is that's smoking, will have properties that will eliminate negative energy, that will provide a sense of balance and clarity, and even when you inhale it yourself medicinally as well. So just a few things. So one, I was trying to find one that wasn't used yet, but one you can use is Palo Santo. Many people are familiar with Palo Santo. This, I would definitely say make sure that whatever you use for smudging, if it's something like Palo Santo, that is ethically sourced, because with Palo Santo in particular, the tree, it has to dry, and the actual branch has to fall off, and it has to dry naturally. And then from that, you source these pieces of wood, also referred to as holy wood. So the other one is sage. This one in particular, this sage is what they refer to as dragon's blood. So it's white sage that is dipped in resin, and also sometimes aromatic oils, which kind of gives it the extra red. So some of them, when it's like really this red, I don't usually prefer this kind, but just for the purpose of kind of giving you an idea, dragon's blood, it comes from the resin of a tree, and I believe it's in India. I can't remember the name of the tree, but I'll insert it, or I'll put it in the notes or in the description. And this again, smudging it, you light it. I personally suggest or recommend not lighting any type of smudging utensil, we'll say, with a lighter. I suggest lighting a candle or something like that and just kind of holding it a little over the flame, let it heat, let it start to like basically smolder on its own and create the smoke. A lot of people I see just light a lighter to it, and I feel like, again, that's not really the spiritual and not really the ritualistic practice of smudging. So this again is dragon's blood, sage, and yeah, again, when I say ethically sourced, pay attention to where it comes from, who's making it. Again, it's all about intentions and the energy that something carries, not just the actual product itself. Some things are kind of forced. Another one is I have white sage. These are the loose leaf white sage. And you can put this in an abalone shell. There's other different types of like bowls and things you can put it in. Usually you would use a feather. So you just light one of the leaves. You can do it over, again, a candle flame. You put it into a shell or a container, and you just use a leaf. Not a leaf. Did I say leaf? I meant to say a feather. Use a feather, and you can just just kind of dust it lightly, dust the smoke, and just cleanse yourself, cleanse around your area. That's a practice that you might see with in the indigenous cultures. And yeah, that's also used for medicinal purposes. I wrote down candles. So yes, candles. So candles are another tool of protection. So intention candles. So prayer candles in particular. Again, as I mentioned, I'm Christian. There are a lot of different prayer candles. You can just, I don't want to really get into too much about candles because a lot of people do things like candle magic, and that's using different colors and different intentions, but you can just get a plain white candle. You can pray over the candle. The light in and of itself, if you go to church or if you go to any sort of religious temple or place of worship, they usually have candles because fire is very symbolic in pretty much every religion, every culture, everything. It's essential to life. So yeah, white candles, you can place an intention, you can pray over the white candle. It brings light into your home, into your environment. You can get candles that have Jesus on it. You can get candles that have different saints on it, depending on, again, your religion. There might be different things. Some people use oils, oil lamps. I haven't really gotten into anything like that. Again, I mentioned there's resin. I don't really use resin either, but with resin, you would use, pick your type of resin. Like there's frankincense, myrrh. I'm sure you've heard of things like that. There's also dragon's blood. There's a lot of different types of resin. Again, you can look up the properties of the resin and see what works best for you. But since we're sticking with the candles, as I mentioned, white candles, again, just placing the intention, you can say a prayer. That works as well. What else do I have? Crystals, yes. So let's start with the crystals that you can wear. So I have a couple here. So we'll start with something that you might be familiar with, which is the evil eye. So this one has a little elephant on it, and it has a little evil eye. And yeah, the evil eye, if people are aware of it, it's supposed to ward off evil. And you can wear this for protection. Another crystal or stone is the tiger's eye. So this is tiger's eye. And again, this is a protective crystal. It has a lot of different properties as well. You can just look it up. You can Google what the properties are for tiger's eye. That's something else that you can wear to help, add some protection to yourself. when you're out and about, when you're at home, you can sleep with it. You can put it under your pillow. Another one that is popular in Egyptian culture is pyrite. And pyrite is also known as fool's gold. So it has a lot of prosperity properties as well, but this is also a very protective crystal or stone, if you want to refer to it as that. And you can wear those, put it under your pillow. And I believe that this is onyx black. Usually black stones are definitely known for their protective properties. With onyx, and especially like anything that's kind of shiny and reflective, it's supposed to ward off the negativity. So I think I might take a moment and maybe just add a couple of the properties and things like that in the description. But again, you can always just Google search it. So crystals are another thing that can help you with protection. And in terms of around your home, so we talked about smudging. Smudging is for your home. You can do that in different rooms in your home. Another thing I neglected to mention was that when you're smudging, what you want to do is afterwards, you want to open the windows and maybe doors in your home, depending on, you know, if you're in a place that has different seasons or whatever the weather is, you might not want to, you know, if it's like raining, you don't want to open all the doors or anything like that, but you want the smoke to be able to aerate and leave. So it's to basically eliminate the negative energy. So you want to make sure that you open your windows. Neglected to mention that. All right. Crystals. So in and around your home, you can place crystals. As I mentioned, you can place them under your pillow, under your bed. One crystal that is recommended, that is very popular when it comes to protection, is black tourmaline. So this you can place in your home. You can place it by your front door. You can place it, as I mentioned, you know, under your bed, under your pillow, wherever you feel that you need protection. You can carry it with you. If you have a purse, you can carry it in your pocket, just anywhere really. Another one that is pretty much universal. This is white quartz. They have clear quartz as well, but white quartz is protective on its own, but one of the benefits of white quartz is that you can place any intention on it. So you can take this white quartz and also when it comes to cleansing your crystals, I'm gonna talk about that in a quick second. But with white quartz, you can place any intention, white and clear, you can place any intention on it. It does have its own intentions. Like I said, it is protective. It does provide clarity of the mind as well, and other properties, but you can just place any intention on it. So if your intention is that it protects you, protects your home, protects a particular space, protects a particular item, you can just, you know, set those intentions with it. And in terms of cleansing, you can use, as I mentioned, any of these types of cleansing tools just to, you know, smudge around it and cleanse it. Some people like to clean it with salt, depending on whether or not it's water soluble. Because if it absorbs water, you might want to stay away from that. With clear quartz, I don't believe it does, so there shouldn't be a problem. I think black tourmaline as well is not affected by water. So I wouldn't say like put it in your bath or something like that, but in terms of being able to like maybe dampen it with some salt, or you can even just put it in some salt to cleanse it as well. And another, pardon the noise, another very powerful cleansing stone or crystal is selenite. So this is a selenite tower, and this doesn't require cleansing. Another way you can cleanse your crystals as well is in the moonlight or in the sunlight. That's another way. You can just leave it on your windowsill or take it outside if you have a backyard or a balcony and just leave it in the sun or in a full moon, and it cleanses itself. Selenite does not require cleansing. It is a cleanser. So if you have selenite, you can also put your crystals around some selenite. I would say if you're wearing it on yourself, I wouldn't go more than maybe 3 days wearing it before you cleanse it. Some people cleanse it daily, especially depending on what you're going through, what the intentions are, or what you're experiencing spiritually that you feel you need protection. I would cleanse them daily, but I wouldn't go more than maybe 3 days or so without cleansing it. So again, selenite self-cleansing is also very good for cleansing your aura and your chakras, and we'll get into that in another video. Or you can also just, you know, Google search chakras, that's another part of what I'm going to get into when it comes to protection. So again, self-cleansing, and it also cleanses other crystals. Um, what else did I have to talk about? Um, yes. So cleansing yourself and keeping your home clean. So there's many ways that you can do that. Some people like to use different cleansing solutions. So things like lavender, lemon. You can make a wash for your floor and you can clean your floors with it. You can use salt to clean your floors. So you just basically lay some salt out. Salt is something that's discussed very heavily in the Bible. You can pour some salt down and sweep always towards the exit of your home. So wherever you exit your home mainly, so you want to kind of push it towards going outwards of your home, not in. So again, it's all about intention. Um, you can also place salt around your home. So you can place salt in like little bowls, if you can get some little bowls, and place it by the windowsill, by your front door, by your back door, anywhere that you have an entrance or exit or a window, things like that. You also want to cleanse your mirrors. Mirrors are referred to or regarded sometimes as portals. And you might want to cleanse your mirrors with, you can use vinegar to cleanse your mirrors. You can use, again, lemon solution. So like if you have any lemon juice, you can dilute that. There's a lot of different mixtures and different things that you can find online in terms of like solutions or cleansing solutions. And yeah, there's a lot of just different recipes and things that you can find that you can make. There's some that you can buy pre-made if you go to any sort of spiritual shops. What else in regards to cleansing?